I was drunk when I recorded this. I'm drunk now while I'm editing this. And with God as my fucking witness, I will be drunk when you are listening to this. If it is at any point on the day it's released or the week afterwards. Ding dong merrily on fucking high, boys. Merry Crim. It's been a beautiful year.
You there, Bond. What day is this?
Why, sir, it's Bondsmas.
Why, sir, it's Christmas Day.
Been visited by the ghosts of 3 James Bonds who have come to us to make us realize that we have been cruel to
I
you.
am the ghost of Bond's present.
To the
I am the ghost of Bond's past.
And we have grouchy Daniel Craig as Bond's future. And the lesson for us is that we've been cruel to you, the viewer. You've given us so much for this Christmas, and we've given you so little. You've given us 1 million downloads, an absurd number, and in return, we offered you the chance.
Yeah, for real.
To
Thank
vote
you.
on what our next episode could be, and it could be anything. And what you did with our trust, with the sacred trust that we place with you, is you
fucking wasted it, you
us.
stupid hogs.
Penguins.
Fools. You fools. Zardoz was right there.
Christmas, James Bond.
So that's it. You know, I find a relationship of mutual contempt essential to any good podcast, and that's the route that we're going forward now. Like Daniel Craig, we've had our hearts hardened by this betrayal.
Honestly.
And honestly, Penguins of Madagascar.
Zardoz was right there.
That was your choice.
Fine.
Stardust,
Penguins.
legally Bond.
I
Legally Bond?
paid.
Interesting.
Legally Bond?
For full benefit of the listeners,
Legally Bond.
we've been
MI6
recording for
like
a
it's
bit.
hard.
Legally Bond. We've been recording for a little bit today, and I, as it is nearly Christmas, and indeed is Christmas when you listen to this, maybe, have been day drinking heavily. I've got a hot toddy right here.
The thing is,
Oh, yeah.
Legally Bond already exists. It's a little movie I like to call Miscongeniality.
We've all got in-character drinks. But we've all got
That's
drinks
true.
that are
That's
suited
true.
to us. Like Dev has a hot toddy. I have a glass of rosé champagne.
Go on then.
Course you
What do I have?
Queen. Manhattan.
Yeah. I'm thinking Brandy Alexander would be my Christmas drink, actually.
Oh, that is good. I do like an eggnog. I haven't had any nog at all this year, actually.
The egg?
Due to living with a vegan, so eggs and milk in the house is
The
probably
egg?
not that high on
Yeah,
my list.
difficult to buy a single
it's kind
egg.
of
is the
nog.
thing.
Yeah, I gotta get a
Um,
couple.
Not impossible.
You can't nog alone. I'm saying this constantly.
So, with our Christmas drinks in hand, we proceed to Penguins of Madagascar. And again, in keeping with our rules for franchises, have not seen Madagascar, have not seen any previous penguin-related movies in this
Nope.
franchise. Don't know if there are any. Don't care. But this movie begins with fucking Werner Herzog.
Yeah, the first voice that you hear in this movie hits you directly in the kneecaps with a fucking bat because it's Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
Penguins.
Penguins. He's a nature documentary narrator. Also, if anyone needs a drop of Werner Herzog saying the word
He's Werner
bottom,
Herzog.
I have
Bottom.
yeah. Bottom
Werner Herzog.
Werner Herzog. So we see the grand march of the penguins. But the
I have a
penguins
total
are
of
like
7 full notes on this movie.
I have 2 pages and they're closely spaced. So
My
like
third note is I'm not watching this
Sparse,
movie anymore.
yeah.
I
Yes.
think there was about 45 full minutes
give
between
up
that and the
and do
next one. Do
Zardos instead mid episode.
you want to watch it now? We could do a live commentary. No, it's a sacred bond.
Yeah, the penguins are marching across the landscape, but there's 3 little baby penguins who do not conform with their march. Skipper who is like much like me, has a delusion that he's in the military. Kowalski, who's the smart one, and Rico, who's the like monstrous one.
Yeah, just like us three.
Exactly. And so
Yeah, exactly. Every friendship group has this.
an egg rolls past them, a penguin egg, and they go, should we get that egg? 009's dead body is rolling down after it, and the adult penguins are like, yeah, no, we don't really do that.
Yeah, that egg is definitely dead. Like,
Yeah.
there's a reason that the penguins keep them off the ice.
Yeah. And so the grown penguins are like, no, we just lose some penguin babies every year. That's nature. And Skipper, the one who like is me, goes,
I reject nature.
which
Yeah,
I just needed,
again,
needed
that's
that
quite
drop
like
to
you.
be honest.
Yeah,
We all do.
absolutely. Me too, especially.
Yeah, that's us. That's what we do.
Yeah, we are the three penguins of Madagascar.
That's
And
right.
much
That's
like
us. And that I know what the episode art for this is gonna be, and I fucking hate it. It's just
That's nice, I don't.
You're just gonna do the like regular podcast art, but with us as penguins.
I do not think I will have the time to do that, so you might be safe on this one.
Oh, thank God.
Considering that I have to get this edited and then like ready to go by the end of today because I'm shipping off back home tomorrow, so probably not. You might be safe.
So
Maybe.
they attempt.
And also, much like us and like the podcast, they adopt an egg, which is you, the listener.
Our child.
Our mascot.
Because they save the egg, right, from some hungry sea leopards. And this also sets off a pattern in the movie where the animals that they intend to be evil are significantly cuter than the weird ass looking penguins. The sea leopards are cute. I want to pet one.
My first note I read this movie is here I am once again, a grown adult renting a kids movie and being asked by Amazon if I want to set up a kids account.
It's like, no, this is for work.
No. This is actually, I'm gonna write this off, if anything.
I told Min I was watching this, and he was like, well, what is Penguins of Madagascar? Is that like a nature documentary? And I had to painstakingly explain, no, it's a spin-off from the children's movie.
No,
Madagascar.
So you're aware of Madagascar, right?
Nope.
And its two sequels. Was there 4 even? Madagascar 2, Escape to Africa, and Europe's Most Wanted. Now you remember the comedy relief penguin characters, of which there are 4: Skipper, Kowalski, Rico, and additional penguin appearing in this movie because they ran out of ideas. Well, what happened was that was spun off to
Private.
Private. He's also present. He has no character. This was spun off to a series called The Penguins of Madagascar, which ran for 1 season. And then this fucking movie, which is called Penguins of Madagascar, which sucks complete shit. So that's the storyline of this.
I think a lot about all of the talented people that I know and that I'm familiar with who can't get their shit made, right? They write great things. Screenplays, for instance, called John Taliban.
I was going to say John Taliban too. Talented people like Noah Suarez.
Noah and Abby, the 2 talented people that I know. Yeah, no, but like...
And you also wrote some of that.
Quite
a deal of it, if anything.
These fucking...
Oh, savage, not Devon.
I'm not talented. I know this. I can lift a heavy weight.
These fucking penguins have had so much time and expertise and money wasted on them. And the thing about them, the sole thing about these fucking penguins within the text of this movie is they're cute. And they're not. They're not.
They look like shit.
They're not.
There's one of the penguins,
They're not.
Private, which is the egg that they adopt, is his whole thing is that he is cute, but he looks horrendous.
That's you, the listener.
Yeah. Atrocious. Shitty penguins. Also, so like they rescue this egg, right? And in the process they kill a shitload of sea leopards. Just like with explosives. I don't know why they but they hatch the egg, and the egg is this allegedly adorable penguin child called Private.
Yeah, it is. But we may as well at this point explain the penguins' deal, which is that whenever they try and do a madcap scheme, they're not particularly competent or well thought through, but they're just insanely lucky. So like if they like jump off a cliff, they'll perfectly bounce off the thing at the right angle. It all works out for them just because they're like insanely lucky, basically. That's it.
Yeah, which is a property of cuteness. And so when Private is like born, he instinctively salutes Skipper, who is like, oh, okay, I shall raise him as my own child in this 4-penguin military unit I've formed as a sort of like ANCAP warlord.
Yes.
And I mean, listen, I get it. I would love anyone saluting me, right?
I would note that the penguins at this point, the 3 penguins that are already extant before Private pops out of his egg, are themselves
That's why we always
children.
do that whenever we start the podcast.
That's right. Are quite small and young, and they spend the entire movie imagining that like Private is like a fucking infant compared to them, when I think they might have been born like a day or 2 apart at best.
Yeah, also, where did Skipper get this idea that he was in the military when like we see him doing it as a child?
Dude, as a child.
He's doing the same bit where he thinks he's like an army officer, but for penguins.
This movie has a great joke, and they do it 150 times, where Kowalski, who is the brains of the operation, will be asked for his analysis of the situation, and what he will give them instead is sort of just a general vibe of what's going on at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, Kowalski analysis, and he'll be like, I'm quite hungry, sir. And they're like, very good. It's like, God, I wish they'd get a second joke.
Hits him with the Kowalski analysis about 5 or 6 times in this movie.
So many times.
So we cut back to the events of like Madagascar, I guess, and the penguins are grown. And the first thing that we see them do as adults is
it's after the events of the 3rd film.
Fuck off!
Wherein they form a circus.
Jesus Christ! So okay, the 3 penguins, the 4 penguins even, they all still have their same characteristics, which were assigned at birth, even though they reject nature. One of them is smart. One of them is like the fucking planner with the egotist. One of them is like monstrous, and the other one is like cute, right? And the thing that they want to do most in the world is Operation Grand Slam. They want to break into Fort Knox in order to detonate a nuclear device and devalue the currency of the United States.
Now, the reason they're doing this is because it's Skipper's 10th birthday. Now, I've looked up the penguin's average lifespan, which is about 15 to 20 years. So this penguin is not an infant. No, it's quite long, actually. But this is not an infant. This is not a child. This man is a middle-aged man.
Imagine being a 20-year-old penguin. Jesus Christ.
It would be perfect.
Yeah, this penguin is so old it remembers the strokes. I mean...
This penguin was born in the year of 2001. He's 20 years old.
You know, the scariest thing, no penguin alive today remembers 9/11, which is... I don't know how I feel about that.
They don't understand that we're living in a post 9/11 world.
No, and this is just normal to them. Every penguin that's ever been born has been like born into a state of permanent war. Yeah,
the penguins. My God, they just like there's just war, and you can't get on a plane anymore on account of being a penguin.
That's why Skipper's like this.
Oh my God, that's right.
Jesus Christ,
that's right.
Fuck. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. No. Skipper is like the only one old enough to remember 9/11, and so he's like, yeah. Okay. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, he's traumatized. That's why he's like this. That's why he thinks he's in the army, is because he was rejected and he tried to serve his country following the events of 9/11.
I mean, big thing. But so the gang breaks into
his country,
Fort
Antarctica.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
That's right.
The gang break into Fort Knox, and we see that their real quarry is not, in fact, the gold, which they don't care about, but the last remaining vending machine stocking cheesy nibbles, which are like fucking like Cheetos or What's-Its if you're British.
Yeah.
They're like a sort of like an orange.
What's-Its? Such a fucking British name for a snack.
Oh, I should mention
We're a parody.
Private is inexplicably British. He sounds a bit like Stephen Merchant, but he's not.
Private speaks like this. All right, sir.
Oh, what day is this? Is Bondmas Day. And that's the closest I've got to voice training.
He's
is Urchin
Tiny
voice.
Tim. That's what he
Yeah,
is.
he speaks like you, the listener.
Oh, I hope they do Casino Royale for real this week. No, never. Fuck off.
And the thing about Private is that they don't treat him seriously because he's British, which is correct.
Yeah, that's right.
Everyone else
we get some what's-its. Fuck off.
is a valuable member of the team, except for Private, who is like along for the ride, but they care about him, but like you would a child.
Yeah, like I said, also appearing in this movie, Fourth Penguin.
Yeah, Fourth Penguin. But what they want to do for his birthday is to get him these fucking what's-its or whatever Anglo snack he wants. But they've mistaken the vending machine. It is actually a mimic.
I hate it when this happens.
From Dungeons and Dragons, and immediately all of them are grabbed by tentacles and stuffed inside the vending machine. Sure, fine,
Sure, whatever, man.
They're then flown to Venice, and let me tell you.
Yeah, at this point I was like, whoa, this movie's taking a turn because I'm watching a vending machine go away on tentacles and then get on a helicopter and fly to Venice. I was like, all right.
I will say this:
give it points. I wasn't expecting that to happen.
Yeah, the Venice scene just hits different when you watch this movie immediately after watching Casino Royale. Let me tell you, fucking Vesper Lind is drowning to death.
While this was happening.
Yeah, absolutely. If only the penguins could have saved her. They're fucking like great in water. Where the fuck were they? Where the fuck was
penguins could
fucking
have saved Vesper Lind, but they didn't. They chose
Kowalski? Yeah,
that's why James Bond hates penguins. He's on a mission of revenge.
Absolutely.
A roaring rampage of revenge.
Skipper, just like it was me all along, James, the author
Felix
of all your
Leiter
misfortunes.
Was lowered into a big vat of penguins? Question mark.
Oh fuck! We figured out what happened to the guy in Octopussy when he just goes under the water and just disappears. Fucking penguins.
Penguins got him.
Penguins
Penguins
got
of
him.
Madagascar got him. Those
Absolutely.
Bastards. Those fucking bastards.
The fucking Penguins of Madagascar, the author of all of James Bond's misfortunes.
They try to do an author of all your misfortunes line, actually, even in the next scene.
Yes.
It's just so good.
The penguins are transported into like a submarine lair, where an evil scientist reveals himself, Dr. Octavius Brine.
Sure.
Except he's a fucking octopus in disguise. Dave. Now,
I love the way that he moves when he is in disguise as Dr. Octavius Brine. The way his like arms and stuff like flop around him, and the way he walks on the ceiling. It's one of the best bits of the film is how he's animated when he's disguised as a human.
Genuinely, really do love that. Yeah. And this is voiced by John Malkovich.
Yes. He expects them to remember
John
him.
Malkovich.
Malkovich. And they don't remember him, right? Skipper tries to like extend the fucking like thing by going, "Oh, how's the wife?" And Dave just goes,
"I've never been married."
Which is just such a perfect line read from in like perfect John Malkovich voice.
Not even
that
acting.
I just had to say. Yeah, just like
I've never been married.
He's a confirmed bachelor. So Dave the Octopus's backstory is that he was the star of the fucking show at a zoo, Central Park Zoo, and then the penguins of Madagascar, the titular penguins from the movie Madagascar, are at the zoo, and they're cuter than him, so he got chucked out of the zoo.
Yeah, it's like fucking All About Eve. He gets sidelined through a series of zoos. Like every zoo he moves to.
So many zoos.
Yeah. The penguins like steal his limelight, and eventually he's like crammed into this tiny tank. And nobody cares about him anymore, and he can't like amuse children.
It's fucked up because they to me, a penguin and an octopus have a very different appeal.
Yeah, there's always going to be weird octopus kids. Absolutely.
I don't know about that.
I mean, there's gonna be
me.
So he shows them a weird vial of green goop that he has, and Rico the penguin just eats it, as is his wont. He eats a lot of things and can regurgitate them at will.
Yeah, it's quite impressive actually. He's got a bag of holding in his guts. It's quite impressive.
The penguins then escape easily, And as they escape onto a rooftop before a chase through Venice from some like octopus minions, Skipper has this line, right?
All right, boys, it's just like Cuba.
What did you? What did they do?
What did they do in Cuba?
Oh,
What the fuck happened in Cuba?
they blew up a clinic with James Bond
Oh,
inside.
that's not the line that I thought you meant.
What's
what
the
line
line
do you
you
mean?
thought I meant?
I thought the other line, because Skipper keeps like saying things that in universe would be curses, but obviously they can't like animate this penguin for children saying cunt. So he says
Would
things
have been
like
a better
George
movie.
Clooney or like by the beard of Zeus. He does like Anchorman curses. And as they are running away, he says, very unfortunately, he says Parker Posey as a curse word, which is extremely unfortunate if you know who Posey Parker is.
Yeah, Dave also has this ongoing joke that he's doing, where he's just inadvertently saying the names of celebrities. That's the sort of thing that he has throughout this. And he not that Dave the Octopus. He's talking to one of his like subordinate octopi or octopodes,
Which are
or
again
octopuses
cuter
if
than the
you're normal.
penguins.
Yeah, they look great. I love the way they're animated. I love the way they move. They have such a
Very
perfect like,
expressive.
face.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really
yeah.
good. A lot like Octodad, actually.
Yeah.
I think. But he's talking. He goes, Nicholas, cage them. And he does this 4 or 5 more times, and it doesn't really get funny, but it's
No. And like the thing is, right? Like, who is this for, right? Because
Elijah, would you go and pass me the? Yeah, it's
like no kid watching this knows who fucking Hugh Jackman is, right? So it's a joke for the parents, but it's not funny. Like if you're doing a joke for adults in a kids movie, you want to like sneak something in under the radar, like fucking Shrek did all the time. You know,
Yeah.
like maybe he's compensating for something or whatever. A joke which I didn't understand when I saw that movie. But like, yeah, no. Instead, it's just like, oh, that's the guy's name. That's Helen Lewis, and it's like, what? So there's a fucking. They do the fucking Venice chase scene from the Bond movie with Roger Moore with a good fucking gondola that goes on land. At this point, I wrote down, God, this is fucking dire. A bunch of octopuses like pilot a gondolier.
Huge day for furries.
Yes.
Huge day for the furry community.
So they're trapped in an alley when coming to the rescue is an elite interspecies espionage squad formed of Classified, who is a wolf, it's Benedict Cumberbatch is a wolf sonar, Corporal, who is a polar bear, there was a seal or something, and there's an owl who's like sexy. Why?
Yeah, again, it's the same fucking thing where they're like, all right, we've got the leader, we've got a weapons guy, we've got the
Why do we
intelligence
do so
officer,
many films
and then
with interspecies romance?
additional character in this movie.
I
Short
don't know.
Fuse the seal, who just is also there.
I don't know why we do, but we do, because like that's the thing is that
This is the two things we do behind the paywall is pedophilia and interspecies romance. I don't know why this keeps happening.
We got to
we're
stop
gonna have
doing
to cut
this.
that because this is going out in the free one too.
Oh shit. Okay,
Yeah, this
sorry.
is going out on the free feed. Also, I have this drop from you here.
I don't know why it is that whenever we're behind the paywall, we always do accidental pedophilia.
So yeah,
The useful little.
Kowalski, right? His first fucking instinct when he sees this owl is like, yo, I want to fuck that owl. That becomes his like
Birds. I'll give this. They're
mission
both
in life.
birds.
Okay, sure, but like, how? Like, oh, I want some fucking cloaca, you know? Like, what?
I don't know how a fucking cloaca works. I'm not prepared to criticize this. I just mash those bastards together. I don't fucking know. But the thing about Benedict Cumberbatch, as we know, is that he cannot fucking pronounce the word penguins.
No,
However,
in fact,
in this first scene, he does give it his best old college try, which is
Remain calm, penguins.
you can tell he was
Penguins.
really trying to get penguins right on that one.
he still gets another G in there. Penguins.
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 Can't do it. He can't fucking do it.
And
It's so
again,
cruel of them to cast him in this movie.
I cannot stress enough that he is a wolf. That's his deal. He's like an anthropomorphic wolf. It's someone's getting real horny about thinking about fucking
And it's
Benedict
you, the
Cumberbatch's
listener.
Algerian love knot. All right.
Also,
It's-
you've stopped making references to a movie that won't
I'm
come
not
out for
gonna.
2
I'm not.
weeks.
I'm not.
It's
I'm
not
not
gonna come
gonna.
out for 2
I'm not gonna
weeks.
keep. I'm not gonna stop making references about the Algerian love knot.
This is unintelligible. for
No,
half of the
no.
people.
There's Listen.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's
alright?
not unintelligible for the people who watched Casino Royale in preparation.
It's such a deep cut because they have to know not just about the thing that hasn't come out for 2 weeks, but also they need to know about the Omegaverse.
Well,
I mean, who doesn't know about the Omegaverse?
the Omegaverse, it's pronounced.
Shut
Sorry.
up!
Yeah, no. This is the thing. We just did 2 hours of
Fucking
Casino
hell.
Royale brackets real. Okay, we like I have brain damage, and there's nothing to this movie.
Just give
Nothing
them a
happens.
Casino Royale drop to sort of like whet their appetites.
It's
I don't know.
an hour and a bit long. Like it's not. There's
It's
not a
it's
lot.
tight fucking 85 minutes.
Oh
Like,
my
it's insanely
God.
short.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Also,
fine. Here's a Casino Royale drop I didn't get to use.
You want to do what to me?
There you go. Enjoy that.
Okay.
Uh,
So, in regards to Benedict Cumberbatch's character, classified, his name isn't actually classified. He just says that his name is classified. You get it? But you will have seen the render of Benedict Cumberbatch with this wolf character, and if you haven't, do yourself a favor and Google Benedict Cumberbatch wolf. It is the image.
Yeah,
of
just
him.
Google that. Turn safe search off. Just go ahead and like.
Yeah, Google Omegaverse. Turn a safe search off. It's the one of him standing sort of back to back with his character.
We can
where
make
he
it the
looks
episode
horrendous.
art.
It's not the right ratio, I don't think.
Well, in any case,
Yes.
yeah. So that the part of a fucking like interspecies force called Northwind, right? Which is they're the spies, right? They protect
Spies.
helpless creatures who can't help themselves, which to them includes penguins. And although the penguins believe themselves to be quite capable, the penguins are also massive idiots and are like
Yes.
poking around inside the spy plane, right? So the penguins tell Classified everything that they know about Dave the Octopus. And then he immediately has them all tranquilizer darted, which is
good.
good because they're very annoying. And he's like, okay, send these to our most, far away safe house, which is, of course.
We also learn that David the Octopus is kidnapping penguins. Yeah.
Yes, he is kidnapping.
He's kidnapping penguins from around the world.
Yes.
That's what he's doing.
He's kidnapping a shitload of penguins. And
Got another one here.
Well, I suppose we can't all be penguins, can we?
penguins.
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 I got 4 of these. I'll space them out. Insane delivery.
Can't fucking say
I
it.
can't do it. He's so good.
No, great. Just torturing. They really had Benedict Cumberbatch's family with fucking like laser
fully.
sight on them.
They were like, you have to be in an animated movie and you have to say penguins 40 to 50 times. And he's
This is like a-
please don't.
like a sort of Saw type challenge for him. So yeah, the safe house that he tries to send them to is of course in Madagascar, but they break out, and then immediately
He's just fresh off
jettison-
playing Smaug, and he's gone to
Mhm.
Penguins of Madagascar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. It's sick,
so-
actually. I think it's good.
They immediately jettison themselves out of the back of a cargo plane in flight, crashing that plane. Second thing, they then hit another plane, which wipes them off the windshield as a bird strike, crashing a second, this time passenger airliner. Third, they bust through the roof of a third passenger airplane, decompressing it and presumably killing everyone. Then exit through the fucking like emergency door.
Those people are dead.
Yep. It's a lot of people dead. It's honestly quite a nice little vignette. It's a fun little segment of the movie. Like it's animated really competently is the thing about this. Like we're talking about it as if it's dog shit. There is some merit to the animation because people had to work on this, talented people. But oh boy,
Why aren't the penguins cute?
Why couldn't they make them cute?
Why not that? It's an easy animal to make adorable, and they don't do it.
I mean, when did Madagascar come out?
Oh, that's a problem, isn't it?
Because that was when the character design was done. I just googled the word Madagascar, and would you believe it? I've got the country. Go ahead and write
Madagascar,
film.
the country. Yep.
Just go ahead and write 2005. Yeah.
Year before Casino Royale. Yeah.
Yeah, they hadn't invented making good movies by that point, so.
No. So that we can pin down the date at which making good movies was invented, and it was like late 2005.
It was 2006, somewhere between Stormbreaker and Casino Royale.
Yes.
In that
yes,
moment.
we can put a fucking day to it. Jesus.
You can carry on riffing if you'd like. I'm just going to be doing the
Oh
math,
please!
so.
I think we've lost Abigail, but I'm just gonna have her keep trying to rejoin.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I'm back.
Hey, your local will be good. That's fine.
Just as I sent you a text saying, just keep trying to rejoin. If not, you are free of this hell. You've been harrowed out of this podcast. So they fucking.
No, I'm sorry.
I
I'm on like a
Okay.
10-second delay, but I am back. I'm sorry. The internet here is real bad.
It's fine. We'll work around it.
I've got it. Okay, right. Stormbreaker came out 21st of July. Casino Royale came out the 16th of November. So at some point in late summer, we
August
figured out
of
how to make
2006, good movies were invented. If only we'd rediscovered that technology. Anyway.
No.
Dave is abducting penguins.
Yeah, he's abducting penguins.
At this point, I'm lighting up the big Brazil mentioned meme format because he just steals a bunch of penguins from Brazil. They're of course playing football because Brasil numero uno campeão del mundo.
7-2. Etc.
And the fucking our penguins, the gang, end up in Shanghai, but there's a little there's a little comedy of errors where they think they're in Dublin.
They do a little bit of a what do we know about Dublin collection of things where they just say
River
things
dance,
that are about Ireland.
potatoes, things of this nature.
And then they were like, they figure out, right, that Dave is kidnapping the penguins from all of the zoos that he was kicked out of, which he keeps track of with a set of snow globes, all of which were eaten, of course, by Rico, who now regurgitates all of them, and they figure the next one he's going to hit is in Shanghai. So they package themselves off to Shanghai, which is a fun little shot where they get put in the back of a car, the car leaves and then returns to the scene and chucks them back out again.
This is the first joke in the movie, and in fact the only joke in the movie that I laughed at, which is that
I wrote this was funny.
Yeah, they get out in Shanghai. Skipper looks around and goes, Shanghai is a little Dublin district.
That was the first joke that actually made me laugh, and it did get me.
Pretty good.
There we go.
He also then tries to extract information from a squid that's on ice, is about to be eaten, presumably. And the way he tries to extract information is by grabbing it and slapping the shit out of it. And at some point somebody goes, "Hey Skipper, that's a baby squid, right?" And it starts crying. And it's
he goes, "Oh no," and tosses it back into the fucking butcher shop.
Having a rough day.
Presumably to be eaten.
Fully. Just to kill this infant.
Just slapped the absolute shit out of an infant and then left it for dead. Private keeps trying to do things, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, well," he's like, "Oh, please let me do things.
Please, sir, I'd love it if I could be a
much
member
like
of
you,
the
the
team."
listener.
And he's like, "No."
And at this point, much like we're going to you, the listener, Skipper goes, "Listen, I need you to dress up in women's clothing.
Don't ask any questions.
Just try it out, see how it feels."
Hey, it's Christmas. You're probably at home. What you need to do is go in your sister's room,
Absolutely. You know,
Very close. Just try it out. See what it's like.
it's perfectly normal to like. Everyone's buying clothes off the internet these days. So like, just order yourself. Yeah, just go listen. You might
Get 'em-
anyway.
You can just do
Get a
that.
maid outfit. Do it as a bit, and then maybe it.
Yeah,
stops being
as a
bit.
joke. As
Who
a
knows?
joke.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sir, please don't make me wear the women's clothing.
But they make him go undercover as a mermaid because that's what the penguins in Shanghai.
Don't call me sir. I work for a living.
That's what the penguins in Shanghai.
Oh, sorry, Sergeant.
That's what the penguins in Shanghai are forced to do. They're like forced labor, as like I guess the analogy here would be showgirls.
Right? And they don't get a line. They don't really do anything. They just go, "Oh, it's Shanghai's famous mermaid penguins," and that's said 4 times in quick succession. And
They
you
have
go,
to wear
"Okay."
mermaid tails, but also like
Yeah,
bikini
of course.
tops, which is like penguin.
What the fuck
penguin
are they doing in
tits?
Shanghai? What are these
Penguin
freaks
tits.
up to?
Penguin tits, dude.
Penguins don't have tits.
Well,
They're
clearly these
birds.
ones do because they have to wear the fucking bras. And when what's his face? When the fucking English one goes undercover, he has to wear the fucking coconut bra. So what do you want from me? Penguin tits. Now,
I guess I can't argue. Yeah, penguin tits. Fair.
penguin tits. Now, the other penguins try to prevent Dave the octopus from kidnapping all of the mermaids, but so do the North Wind. They also show up and they get in each other's way, to the point where Dave kidnaps the mermaid penguins, kidnaps Private, the English urchin penguin, and fucking leaves, just books it.
Remain calm, penguins.
Sorry,
Penguins.
this might be on
Penguins.
random. I changed that.
Yeah, just hit it a bunch. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, here you go.
Those helpless penguins.
Penguin.
Remain calm, penguins.
Like
Penguins.
All right, tiny penguins.
You can't do it.
That's the
fucking
worst
say
one.
it,
That's the
can it?
laziest one. It's
I got this
penguins.
one too.
This is difficult for me to say.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is. It is
bro.
difficult for him to
Damn.
say.
It's tough. He's struggling. Happens to the best of us, man.
Absolutely. So the fucking the penguins try to like they steal the North Wind's jet thing and crash it pretty much immediately. And then what happens is they do like a sort of like floating adrift thing. Like the penguins are like stuck floating on this pot lid, and one of them's trying to eat the other. But also, Skipper has stubble at this
He
point
does have stubble.
to signify that he's dehydrated and like dying of exposure and stuff. And it's like,
I mean, sometimes you
Okay,
miss a
but-
couple of laser treatments and it happens, It's nothing you can do about it.
he's the only one it's happening to. So I guess he really does defy nature. So, meanwhile, the fucking Northwind guys are on like a luxury raft, drinking like champagne and dining on caviar. It's fine, whatever.
Yeah, they're going absolutely Riley mode.
Yeah.
Like, all good year, etc.
Dave shows his captive penguins what the deal is with his fucking goop, his green goop.
Yeah, he's got a lot of green goop.
Yeah, and the
What's it
deal
do?
is if he shoots you with the green goop, you turn into a monster, which he shows by shooting a stand-up comedian cricket.
It's the ooze from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, or alternatively, it's the goop from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
It's the ooze from Power Rangers.
Various
Ivan
oozes
Ooze.
and goops.
Yeah, yeah. There's you're right. There is a fucking. Hang on, what the fuck is that? Yeah, stand-up comedian. But I can't find his fucking name, so I don't care. He shoots cricket. The cricket looks weird, and so the point of this, right, is that he's going to use the Medusa serum to turn penguins into ugly, horrible monsters, so the public will hate them because the public thinks penguins are too cute. Throughout this, the public are shown every so often in shots, and I love them. I love the way the public are portrayed in this movie because it's fucking it's deranged. But we'll get more into that in a bit.
Fools.
Absolutely.
Clowns.
So morons.
Disgraceful.
So Skipper and Classified both lead their respective units to the fucking jungle island off of which Dave is like parked his submarine. And they argue about who's going to be in charge. And they have to like the way they resolve this is a plan off where they try and like show whose plan is better in order to argue about who's going to be the diversion. I only mention this, right, because it's a very boring scene. I only mention this because the way Skipper presents his plan is to represent Dave as an octopus, and then Dave as an octopus as a pineapple, and then kick the absolute shit out of the pineapple, which does lead Benedict Cumberbatch to say,
Slap the fruit.
Oh, that's so perfectly enunciated.
It's just,
fuck yes, man.
Genuinely, I that took me the fuck out. like it's funny in the movie, not intentionally, but when you listen to it just as a drop, just
slap the fruit.
That's all of us when you post the cute shit in the group chat. We're like, slap the fruit. Yeah. So they have this plan off, and
yes,
and fucking
Skipper has a crisis of
Northwind's plan is
confidence
simply better
because he's not a hot wolf or whatever.
He does for like 2 to 3 seconds.
Yeah, he allows the penguins to be used as a diversion while the Northwind do like Zero Dark 30 shit. Which we see them do. We see them breach the compound. They like crush an octopus under a door. They like melt one with a blowtorch, and then they immediately get captured because they're fucking morons.
Very predictably, they get captured. Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, the penguins are gonna have to do it. The penguins' distraction, by the way, is to do like lederhosen shit. Oh, fine, whatever.
Oh no.
Which does work. I love the design of the octopi in this. It's so good.
They're fucking great. I love them. They're very expressive.
My notes here say, I like Dave and I want him to win.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing about Dave is that he's gay and trans somehow. Not going to explain this. Also, yeah, so when they're doing the distraction with the like lederhosen and the accordion, one of the octopuses just starts like nodding along while all of the others are mad, and then it kind of like spreads. That was charming.
Yeah, that's a fun little thing.
Yeah, so the penguins also get captured. And Dave explains his plan for the second time because it's really inefficient that he has to keep doing it. And he points the fucking monstification ray at Private, their like adorable allegedly friend, right? And he's gonna like turn him into a monster for being English. Private has, in imitation of Rico at Fort Knox, swallowed a paperclip, right? So he can escape unbeknownst to the others. They all think he's been vaporized, including Dave, because he turns the power up too high. But actually, he's just like escaped. So Private on his own essentially does the plot of Die Hard, which makes this a Christmas movie. So you're welcome.
Fuck off.
Now I know how TV dinner feels. He's like crawling through the fucking day.
Shut up.
It's like now
Much
I have
like
a machine gun.
The listeners, Private has to save the podcast.
Yes, by
we
liking,
three all got
sharing,
captured by an
and
octopus.
subscribing.
You have to save us, listeners.
Yeah.
By sending us, we can escape, but
And
all we need
subscribing
is
to the Patreon.
those funny numbers on your mother's credit card.
Yeah, make sure we have the numbers on the back. Yeah, absolutely.
Both sides. Just shoot us a photo of that to the account, and we can probably get ourselves out of this mess. But thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
So he rescues Northwind, But their immediate thing is, oh, we're just gonna leave, which is smart, right? They're
Yeah.
like gonna regroup or whatever.
They're like, we're
And-
gonna go back. We're gonna fucking like get some more equipment, come up with another plan, and come
And
back
maybe
in.
a second bear or something.
And Skipper says, not Skipper. No, wait.
Private.
Yes, Private goes.
Private goes, oh, you fuck it, were you gay?
Oh, you're a pussy. You can't retreat. And they're like, we're not retreating. We're just tactically leaving, and we'll be back in a minute. He's like, Skipper would never leave a man behind. And he says,
Well, I suppose we can't all be penguins, can we?
It is very funny to hear. I love hearing like respected British actors on this podcast say stupid shit, and hearing Benedict Cumberbatch say, "I suppose we can't all be penguins, can we?" in the most deathly serious voice was so funny.
I mean, it's
so good.
not only respected British actors. So
I mean, I can read off a list of the cast of this movie if you'd like me to.
please.
Well, we got, of course, as the Penguins. These are some British guys that we might not have heard of. We got Tom McGrath, Chris Miller, Christopher Knight, Conrad Vernon.
No.
But then we got Benedict Cumberbatch as Agent Classified. We've got Ken Jeong.
Sure.
We've got Peter Stormare, who you may recall. If you've ever played Until Dawn, you'll recognize him. You've got John Malkovich, Werner Herzog.
Great. Sure.
How do you... Billy Eichner as well, if you'd like. Andy Richter.
So Dave is setting up to transify all of the penguins, right?
Yes.
And Private is trying to like yell at them, but he's doing the thing from the end of The Graduate where they can't hear him. And we get just a fantastic fucking line because they mishear him and they go,
Moo! Why would he moo?
Yeah, me listening to 10,000 Posts.
What?
absolutely.
Why would he moo?
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 Moo? Moo?
It's the 10,000
So-
Posts.
Yeah, so he transifies all the penguins into horrifying monstrosities, or so they're seen as by the public, because
Yeah, you get so fucking Dave, in the guise, of course, of Dr. Octavius Brine, approaches. He's announced that he's found all of the penguins ? And he's bringing them back. So
to Battery Park
to New York City, and he's like rolling up, and there is a fucking crowd there, like who are just like baying for these fucking penguins. and I genuinely respect, like, what's happened here is the people who made this movie have realized how insane you would have to be to like form a crowd for a bunch of penguins being dropped off.
Where are you going today, babe? I'm just going to the penguin finding.
So they've just gone like, yeah, they would have to be insane, and they've dialed it to 11. So it's just a crowd of guys just going ape shit over the concept of a penguin. It's so good. He says something like, Dave says some
They
shit
want
like,
to see these fucking birds, man.
I love it.
yeah.
He's up there and he's like, oh, when it was very difficult, but seeing these penguins get what they deserve will be all the payment I need. And the guy who's reporting on it goes, that's a weird thing to say. I don't care. Some penguins are here, boys.
Again, this is writing such a check that the design of the penguins cannot cash.
They look fine. They look ultimately all right. Because the way that they chose to make them fucked up is just like turn them green.
Honestly, they just look like fucking penguins.
Make them a bit larger.
Some of them have weird shit. One of them has the like "Be Not Afraid" angel eyes, which is cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
Like Skipper has a big lobster claw. Rico is a bat now. Kowalski, I don't remember what his deal is. Not important. He releases
Of course, he's got
the
two tentacles, I think.
He has an afro.
Tongue.
Oh yeah, he does have an afro, which is a kind of like deformity in this movie.
Yes.
Interesting. So he releases the penguins, and the people are
I
of
guess
course
if you're a penguin.
horrified. Oh. The people are of course horrified and repulsed by the penguins. This does not seem to bother the penguins at all because they've been monstified, right? So like, I'm not even sure who this revenge is for, but Dave then sort of like summons a small army of exterminators who are going around sucking all of the penguins off. Just gonna let me leave that one there, are you?
I thought I would let you have that one.
Meant to say up.
Yeah, that's right.
But
Happens to the best of us.
you just
Sorry.
left me out on the end of this. Yeah, they dome off all the
It was
penguins.
genuinely extremely rude of me to not step in there on that one, but I thought...
Yeah, you just
I
fucking
thought-
left me on the edge of this fucking like wing walking exercise where I just said, oh yeah, he just goes around and sucks off a bunch of penguins.
Yeah, and I decided that I thought that one needed to stand alone. Like,
That's exactly what happens. That's the plot of the movie. That's canon.
He does it.
So
That's text.
he goes around and he sucks off all of the penguins. As the penguins are getting sucked off, Private, who is like unmonstified still, comes up with a plan. And
I hate this.
The plan is, okay, first of all, he has to get his friends back, which he does he gets Skipper back by saluting him, which again, yeah, that's just me, that would work. He gets
Skipper snaps completely out of it. Every single one of his friends just snap out of it when they see Private. He's like, oh, hello, guys. And they're like,
except for
hey,
one
how you doing?
thing, Kowalski has to become horny in order to become normal again. Like,
Well,
literally, Private has to go, oh, that owl said she wanted to suck your dick and balls off, and that's enough to like get him back to normal. He doesn't even notice that Private is back for a few seconds because he's like, oh, what'd you say?
Getting sucked
talk
off
about
by
me?
an owl. That's what they want these days.
Getting sucked off by an owl.
they want these days.
I mean, the thing about having sex with an owl is that, like, if she's doing you reverse cowgirl, she can just like turn all the way around.
Oh,
which
fuck
is...
off. I hate it. I hate it when they look me in the eye during reverse cowgirl. Oh, could you not? I'm sorry. This is not. Freak me out a little bit there, man.
When you get head from an owl, you're getting head all the way around.
Oh, going crazy on that shit. Merry Christmas, by the way.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, by the way. Thank you. This is our way of thanking you
Call that head wig.
for 1
You
million.
made us. You gave us a
downloads.
movie with nothing to talk about. You cannot now be upset that we're talking about dog shit. Like,
No,
this is.
absolutely, absolutely.
We're just cashing the check that you handed us. I don't know.
And also, this is what's there, right? There's nothing to this movie except me
Gossamer.
writing down, yo, this penguin wants to fuck an owl, which he does. That's
He
true.
successfully does it.
Yes.
They show it. No, they don't. They
Well,
should have. Nobody, a kid's not going to know what a fucking cloaca is. Just show it. Show me that owl pussy. What are kids going to be like? Oh, no, a cloaca. They don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yo, who need the owluciate?
Oh, and that's the true meaning of Christmas, as far as I'm aware.
yes, whatever a penguin dick looks like.
I don't know. I'm going to Google it.
So, yeah, Google that.
Let's bring it
Private's
home. Let's
plan
bring it
is-
home. Looks, it's
Private's plan is he is the cutest being in the universe. He's not, but he is, right? Therefore, if we reverse the polarity of the transification ray, we can make everyone cis again by simply like sticking me in the middle, right? But the cost of this is that it's going to mutate him hideously. And it's like the fucking like reactor chamber scene in Fallout 3. You know, this is his destiny, and he has to do it alone.
Okay, I haven't found a penguin's dick, but what I have immediately found is a subreddit called r/birds with human penises, which is basically exactly what you might
All right,
think.
we're talking about that for the next 15 minutes.
Should I to link that to you? I'm just gonna put it in the Zencaster chat. You can feel free to.
Sure. Wow. Okay. Jesus, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting.
if I drop out of the recording because my internet cuts out, you're gonna know why.
Oh, that's Araganda.
I don't know what I was expecting, but that really is like a little parakeet with a massive cock and ball. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is what's happening here. Someone's got a tattoo of it? What the fuck is wrong with these people?
I think it's nice that people have found art that like is their passion, you know? So
Anyway, he does it.
Yeah, the
and,
penguins of Madagascar.
He gets
Yeah,
mutated. Northwind arrive to help, but they get owned. Everybody wins. Private has antlers. Dave is tiny, and the penguins get some jetpacks, and that's the fucking film.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Kowalski
they have to,
kisses
like-
the owl. That's a.
he's not even like that fucked up. He just has antlers.
He just
But
has antlers.
Kowalski like says the plot of like every James Bond film to him because he just goes,
You're hideously disfigured and will probably be hunted for sport.
which is a cold ass line to put in a children's movie, as far as I'm concerned. And the moral of this movie
Weird
is
pronunciation this man has.
the moral of this movie, it claims, is looks don't matter, but they clearly do. The moral of this movie is instead defy nature to make yourself cute, which is something I can get behind. If fucking looks don't matter, why'd you have to
Yeah, we've
transform
all done
anyone
it.
back? Absolutely. So
Well, we've all defied nature. That's just the manner of podcast.
Absolutely. And so as a consequence of this, everybody's happy. The fucking Dave gets to live cutely but smallly in a sort of like snow globe prison where he's tormented by a child. And then a Pitbull
Yes.
song plays.
Well,
Slap the fruit.
Well, I suppose we can't all be penguins, can we?
Literally nothing to this movie. You squandered
we
your
gave
votes.
we gave you an opportunity. We'll do it again at 2 million, but you better fucking. I mean, we might just do Zardoz. on our own
Zardoz was
time.
right there, man.
just like stop the count, you know. This election.
I would
Yeah,
have
it would be
said
funny.
stop the count, but there genuinely wasn't a single moment when Penguins of Madagascar wasn't winning.
What?
It-
Why did you inflict
I
this on us?
monitored it so closely. I'll tell you. Right. Okay. First of all, I specifically left The Matrix off the list because I figured we didn't have anything new or interesting to say about The Matrix.
Well, we will do when we do it for AMAB, but not for this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We could have had Legally Blonde. Like, if you were thinking right as the audience, you would have gone for Legally Blonde because that's the one that there's absolutely no way we could have justified doing.
Yeah, it's also like a movie that I like. So
And everything else was something that we like.
Honestly, when I
conceivably could
saw
have
the
done.
exit poll and saw that people had voted for Penguins of Madagascar instead of Jeremy Corbyn, like I just went and had another drink.
I put Jeremy Corbyn on that
for
list.
Zardoz in Kensington South, and these fuckers, only Penguins of Madagascar can win here. Jesus Christ.
Honestly,
I mean,
That's actually very upsetting to me. As someone who did campaign quite hard in Kensington. Oh well.
Pain. Pain.
Anyway,
Pain.
Christmas
Slap
Is
the
it-
fruit.
is a time of giving. So if you'd like to head on over to our fucking Patreon, you can give us £5 a goddamn month.
Yeah, we deserve
You
it.
get
as
Stormbreaker next
compensation.
week. I don't know.
You do. Also, when the owl kisses Kowalski,
for real
he
though,
has
thank you for $1 million.
lipstick marks.
That's fucking crazy.
She wears lipstick on her beak.
Yeah, weird.
How?
Do you want to do a moment where we're sincere, or do you want to just like fucking end this one?
Yeah, I'll do a thing. Okay, so
Let's be a
like
little sincere for a second. Just
yeah, this is one of the things that like one of many things in my life that have been like successful in a way that I could never have predicted purely on accident. I refuse to attribute it to anything other than the genius of my co-hosts and the patience of the listener. And you know, I'm tremendously grateful that I get somehow to, you know, have an independent living, a thing that for a lot of my life, especially being a trans woman, I never thought I would have, by virtue of doing jokes about what a penguin's dick and balls look like. And that's entirely down to you, the listener.
I lost my job at the start of the pandemic. I used to be a teacher, as I've
Used to be
mentioned a few
penguin
times.
dick inspector.
I used to be a penguin dick inspector, but I lost my job at the zoo because it turns out that wasn't my job, and I was just doing that freelance. Free Lance, free that fucking Lance. I'm telling you, I say that to the Penguins. No, I used to. How dare you? I did not undercut your sincerity at all. And you come at me swinging.
All right. You know what? Fine.
Slap the fruit.
Just fucking go off. Do the thing.
Fine, don't worry. I was gonna joke about how I lost my job because I sucked at it rather than because of the pandemic. But all of the rest of my plans fell through, and I was like, oh, yeah, I could do a podcast with my two friends. That could be quite fun. And you've made my life livable and exciting in a way that I never thought was conceivable. So genuinely, to the audience, thank you so much for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
all right, Abigail, Miss America, let's go. Big bouquet of red roses and a sash mode.
Thank you. I just want world peace. No, for real. When I came out as trans, a lot of the people that I thought were gonna be there for me actually weren't, and just kind of fucking up and left my life, which was really hard. But two people who really were there for me, even though they didn't really know me all that well at the time, and they didn't really owe me anything. Two people who were there for me were Alice and Dev, and not just there for me, but like there for me in a way that I kind of need in my life. Like, I need people to just be like fucking real with me and 100% honest, and to tell me sometimes when I'm full of shit, because the nature of what I do and the level at which I do it is that a lot of people will just blow smoke up my ass, which Alice and Deb never do. So the fact that I get to do a podcast with these two crazy people and that people listen to it and enjoy it and that it's fun and that I get to do it every week is like genuinely one of the highlights of my life, and I love it, and it's because of you, the listeners, that I get to do it. So thank you so much, and a Merry Christmas to you, for real.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like work is the thing. Even
it doesn't.
Fucking an hour deep into the Penguins of Madagascar, it feels like recreation to me, and I'm so grateful for it. So with that in mind, we continue onwards, hopefully to 2 million downloads, if not more. And all that remains for me to say is that this has been an episode of Kill James Bond. Benedict Cumberbatch cannot pronounce the word penguin. Werner Herzog has been grievously wronged.
Werner Herzog has been grievously wounded through the course of this movie.
Yes. I have been Alice Caldwell Kelly. They have been Abigail Thorne and Devon. And this has been Kill James Bond, and long may it continue in whatever form that takes.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Absolutely. Do the little theme song here.
Those helpless penguins.
Slap the fruit.
Remain calm, penguins.
This is difficult for me to say.
It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her chief, and I in my cap.
When Hitler appeared on the screen, I stood up and clapped.
On Dasher, on Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donna and Blitzen. Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.